They say every place has its secrets. But the town of Elmswood had none, at least, not until the day the girl with no past walked out of the forest. She appeared on a warm summer evening, barefoot, wearing a crimson dress that looked older than the trees behind her. Her eyes, unerringly silver, scanned the townspeople who gathered near the bakery where she had stopped, asking only one question. Is this still Earth? The crowd chuckled nervously. A prank, surely. But the girl, who called herself Alara, didn't laugh. She had no memory of her childhood, no knowledge of common things like phones or cars. And yet, she spoke fluently, read books in seconds, and predicted a thunderstorm that hadn't been forecasted in weeks with eerie precision. The townspeople whispered, "She's not normal." And she wasn't. 3 days after her arrival, the clocks in Elmswood stopped, at exactly 3:33 a.m. Not one or two, but every clock in the town, whether digital or analog. At the same time, all mirrors in town began to fog, not with steam, but with a strange black mist. When people tried to wipe them clean, they saw flickers of other people behind them. People that weren't there. People with no eyes, just stitched smiles. Alara stayed silent. But she knew. She remembered the gates. On the 7th night, it rained without clouds. Blood-red droplets fell gently onto rooftops, leaving behind no trace or stain, only a tingling on the skin like static electricity. People began reporting dreams of a place that seemed too vivid, too real, a realm with floating islands, giant stone beings, and rivers of glowing white fire. They called it Wonderland. Alara called it home. You see, Alara wasn't from Earth. She wasn't even from this dimension. She had escaped from Wonderland, a realm created from human imagination, dreams, and nightmares, a place where time bends, thought manifests reality, and nothing obeys the rules of our universe. Wonderland had once been beautiful, governed by imagination. But something corrupted it. A presence, called the Hollow King, took over, feeding on fear, reshaping the realm into a nightmare labyrinth. Alara had been part of a rebellion, a group trying to protect Wonderland's original essence. But they failed. She was the only one who made it out, by stepping through a forgotten portal in the Black Forest. But the portal had followed her. And now, it was opening. The signs grew more intense. Children in Elmswood vanished from their beds without sound. People began speaking in languages they didn't know. Animals turned silent, their eyes glowing faintly gold at night. Trees began to whisper secrets, actual words, if one listened closely enough. On the 14th day, a door appeared in the middle of the town square. Not attached to any building, just a freestanding wooden door carved with symbols that shimmered like molten silver. No one knew where it led. But Alara did. She warned them. If you open it, you invite it in. The Hollow King is waiting. But curiosity is a human curse. A man named Marcus, a journalist chasing the story of the century, opened the door. What came through wasn't a creature, it was a feeling. A coldness, not of temperature, but of soul. People dropped where they stood, frozen in place as if their minds had been unplugged. Birds fell from the sky mid-flight. The sun dimmed at noon. The Hollow King had arrived, not in form, but in influence. Wonderland wasn't just bleeding into Earth. It was consuming it. And only Alara could stop it. She revealed a secret. Deep in Wonderland, beneath the city of forgotten dreams, there was a machine, the heart of imagination. It had been sealed when the Hollow King rose. But if it could be restarted, reality could be rewritten. Earth could be saved. But she couldn't do it alone. So she chose 5 people. A painter who dreamed in colors no one else could see, a child who spoke to animals, an old woman with visions of the future, a man who had died once and come back, and Marcus, the very journalist who opened the door. Together, they stepped through the gate into Wonderland. And what they saw? Floating castles made of music. Wolves with feathers and eyes like galaxies. Skies that changed with emotion. But also, horrors. Forests where trees screamed. Seas made of lost memories. The Hollow King's Fortress, a tower of black glass that whispered regrets to those who dared look at it. Each member of the group had to face a personal nightmare to advance. And not all returned. But Alara reached the heart. With the last of her power, she restarted it, not to erase Wonderland, but to balance it. To separate the nightmare from the dream. The Hollow King shrieked, a sound felt more than heard, and was pulled into a rift of blinding light. Then silence. When the survivors returned to Elmswood, the door was gone. Clocks ticked again. Mirrors cleared. Children returned. But Alara, she stayed behind. She became the new guardian of Wonderland, standing watch over the boundary between dream and reality. And sometimes, when you're halfway between sleep and waking, you might catch a glimpse of her, a girl with silver eyes and a crimson dress, smiling in a field of stars. Because Wonderland is real. And it remembers you.